What is going on? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How we all doing? Today we are watching The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Now, this I have heard is a good movie. I've heard it's an emotional one. I think it's like a coming-of-age story. It has some romance in it. It's mainly like a if it were to be a book, it'd probably be like a young adult book. I don't actually know the story. I don't know the characters. I've never seen any spoilers for it. I've never seen anything about this movie. I've just seen images. I believe Emma Watson is in it. I believe Logan Lerman, I think that's how you say his name. I think he is in it. Besides that, no other idea. So I'm very excited to watch this because it's been on my list of things to watch for a very long time. I feel like it's a movie that a lot of people have loved and have felt very emotionally connected to. At least I think so. But yeah, there's some good actors in this. I think a lot of people really like this movie. I think it's a soft spot in a lot of people's hearts. So I imagine just, you know, maybe a movie kind of like Love, Simon, where it's, you know, has to do with like coming of age, growing up from high school to becoming an adult and dealing with stuff like that. And perhaps with the romance aspect, maybe it's just how to deal with your emotions and stuff. But I imagine it's gonna be, I don't know if I would say a feel-good movie, but I think it's gonna be maybe bittersweet, but I think I'm gonna enjoy it because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I feel like it wouldn't have the reputation it had if it was just some campy early 2000s feel-good movie, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to watch this. In case you don't know, I do a full reactions and early access. I was gonna say early length, that doesn't fucking make sense. Early access and full-length reactions on Patreon, linked in the description. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more from me, and like if you enjoyed the video. But without further ado, let's watch this movie. I'm already loving the opening of this, man. Just the music, the vibe of it. I can tell why it's like a comfort movie for people.
In middle school, Susan was very fun to be around, but now she doesn't like to say hi to me anymore.
No, bask in it, buddy. I did the same thing. I chilled by myself at lunch. And then my friends would come down like after. They're always like, we always saw you alone at the table. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm chilling. I eat my food. I'll read. I'll watch shit. I don't need y'all.
Either you call me Patrick or you call me nothing.
Okay, nothing.
Good one.
Surviving your fascist chop teacher who needs to put kids down to feel big. Oh wow, this is useful, guys. We should read on.
Nice trapper keeper, faggot.
Believe it or not, she's gotten straight A's since kindergarten.
What? What's a trapper? I don't even know what that is. The fuck's a trapper keeper? That was so unnecessary. What the fuck?
Which author invented the paperback book? Anyone?
How the fuck would I know that?
British. The author
Sheesh!
is Charles Dickens.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Nice. I like it. I like this kid already.
You should learn to participate.
Nice.
Why didn't you raise your hand?
Not gonna lie, I feel like this movie's already gonna hit home. Because this was very much me in high school and university. I didn't really bother raising my hand to actually answer the question. I feel that, so this might hit home.
Yeah, you're doing okay.
Thank you, sir. But if my English teacher's the only friend I make today, that would be sort of depressing.
Yeah.
Why? I never understood that. Teachers in high school and stuff, most of them were pretty cool. I was friends with a lot of my teachers. They were great people. I never understood this. Maybe it's a movie thing, but like in university and in high school, like a lot of the teachers are just dope people.
Freshman Toad.
Well, I have 1,384.
Also, I swear none of that kind of bullying ever happens. I've never seen it happen. I don't know, maybe it does in some schools in America, but I've never actually seen anything like that ever happen in my life.
This chicken paprikash is delicious.
Thank you, Derek.
Chicken what?
A little nicer to Derek.
I'm sorry, the kid's a pussy. I can't stand
You should be a little nicer to Derek. I'm sorry, the kid's a pussy. Oh, the dad's a gem already.
Do the term paper on To Kill a Mockingbird?
What the fuck? What? Why? What? What? I don't get it, man. I really dislike bullying like this in movies because it feels so contrived and fake. Unless shit like this really happens, like maybe some of you have actual experiences like this, but I don't know. In my time of going to school, I've never seen any of this happen or hear of any of it happening. I feel like there might be things you could describe as bullying, but it's much more subtle and nothing like grabbing someone and shoving them in a locker. You know what I mean? Also, now I get the title of the movie. Perks of being a wallflower. Like a wallflower being someone who's on the outside, never being on the inside. Everyone constantly ignoring, not being seen, not being heard. Which is who our main character is currently, and we're finding out the perks of being one. So, I get it.
Mine looks like a boat. You want to sit over here, or are you waiting for your friends?
No, I'll sit.
Bro, he's so socially awkward. Oh my god. Oh shit, dude. It's so relatable. It is genuinely so relatable. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm a bulimist.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that is.
She just really believes in bulimia.
I love bulimia.
Alright, so far I can already feel the vibe of this movie. I think if I were gonna describe it, it's just very human. Honestly, it's just very human.
I am not a mama's boy.
You are, because every single time I go to your house, every single time.
Shut up, Candace!
You just stand there like a little bitch dog. Like,
Yo, knock his ass out, bro. Nah. Nah. Not in high school, dog. Are you kidding me? Nah, bro. Nah. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that, bro. Girl, what are you fucking doing? What are you doing? Dog, y'all are 17 and you're gonna let this man put his hands on you? What the fuck?
hey, look who's here.
What? Yo, huh? Nah, what? No, that doesn't make sense. Why is she still with him? Bro, what? Nah, I'm not okay with that, dog. Y'all gotta beat that dude's fucking ass, please and thank you. That is not okay.
Look, I egged him on.
Nah, bro.
You saw it. He's never
He's
hit me before, and
even he's even manipulating you. Bro is gaslighting you into thinking you're the problem. Nah, dude. This was also me at every single dance ever. Solid place on a bench, at the wall, or at a table. Just chilling. Enjoying music, and that was it.
Living room routine.
Living room routines.
This is a great song. I will give it that. This is a fantastic song. This song, like, never fails to put everybody in a good mood. I mean, come on. Those are some questionable dance moves. Why do they have a routine? These siblings are so funny. I love them. Oh, he's always mustering up the courage. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
God, it's freezing.
Aw. That was such a beautiful scene, man. I loved that. My cheeks literally hurt from smiling so much. That was such a cute fucking scene.
So, Charlie, this is a party.
I also remember this in high school. It was like the party after prom. And my more extroverted friends who would always go to parties were like, you gotta come to at least one of them throughout high school. And I was like, alright. And then I went, and it was about as boring as anything. It was just a bunch of drunk people that I barely talked to. So I was like, yeah, it's not my thing, dog. But I feel this.
You look like you could use a brownie.
Oh no.
Thank you.
My man's about to have his first weed brownie ever. You're gonna have fun now, Charlie. I love that camera movement, bro. As he eats it, it goes upwards because he's getting high. Oh, that was fantastic.
Mary Elizabeth, I think you're really gonna regret that, you know. Sure, haircut when you look back at old photographs.
Sheesh.
I'm really sorry,
Sheesh.
that sounded like a compliment in my head.
That sounded like a compliment in my head. Story of every high school guy's life. I'm glad Sam is taking care of him. She seems so nice.
Well, where is Michael tonight?
Oh, he shot himself last May.
Wow. Alright then. That was dark.
Kinda wished he left a note, you know what I mean?
Damn. That got real for a sec.
Oh.
Oh my. Oh, Patrick's gay. Fair. I was gonna say nobody would give a fuck, but I forgot this wasn't made this year.
You're a wallflower. What is it? What's wrong?
I didn't think anyone noticed me.
Oh, fuck, dude. My heart, man. Ah, that's so fucking wholesome. So this is where all the wallflowers get together. All the outsiders get into a group, and all of a sudden they're no longer outsiders.
Patrick, we've got to go through the tunnel.
God, the music in this movie is so good, man. It's just so, like, just so nostalgic, feel good. You know what I mean?
Got it, Your Highness.
This is like the exact feeling you get when listening to this song too, you know what I mean? Just so perfectly personified.
Whatever happened to Fairy Ray?
Okay!
That delicate
Nice! Oh my god! That was fantastic. That was great.
Look up and see this person across the room. And from that moment, I know everything was going to be okay. You know what I mean?
I think he does. I think he does. Although it feels a little one-sided currently, sadly. But, you know, she is older than him. But that's life. Damn.
I hope it works out.
That's tough.
You write poetry, Craig?
Poetry writes me.
I already fucking hate this guy. This guy pisses me off already. Oh no. I still don't like that.
Do nice people choose the wrong people to date?
We accept the love we think we deserve.
Can we make them know that they deserve more?
We can try.
Some good sentiment. Also some beautiful writing. Yeah, look busy, look busy, look busy.
Well, you want to start work on probability and statistics?
I imagine a lot of us watching know exactly how this feels. I am one of them. That's life, man. A little too relatable in this movie, man.
Where's Craig?
Oh, he went home to Connecticut. But he'll be back for New Year's Eve.
Sorry, we won't be seeing him tonight.
That little under the breath, little, you know what I mean? Just to yourself, as nobody sees, just a little low joy.
Where are we going?
It's a surprise.
What's happening? Oh, wow.
Present?
After all your help with my
Yo.
Penn State application?
No way.
Of course I did.
Kind of looks like a typewriter. Oh, no, it is. Okay, I was right. Awesome.
Now look at you in that suit. You're like a sexy English schoolboy.
Oh,
I saw Mary
okay.
Elizabeth checking you out.
Okay.
Have you ever kissed a girl?
No.
Oh my god.
What about you?
Oh, it's about to get into it. She's about to be your first kiss, big guy.
Your first kiss.
I was 11. He was my dad's boss.
Oh.
You know, Charlie, I used to sleep with guys who treated me like shit.
Oh, damn.
I have a chance. Like, I could even get into a real college.
It's true, you can do it.
I love how soft-spoken he is, man. This is like the first words of encouragement she's really ever had.
She was my favorite person in the world. Until now.
Oh. Oh. I know that was really heartfelt, but that was smooth as a motherfucker, even though you didn't mean it that way. This is so fucking cute.
I love you, Charlie.
I mean, he loves you back, but is it the same love? I mean, I hope it is. No, it's not. That sucks. Well, you live and you learn, bud.
Especially Sam. I'm gonna ask her out at New Year's. And I think the time's right now.
I really hope that goes well.
Amen.
That was a weird transition. Isn't that acid, I think? Yikes. Is this the New Year's party? Oh, that sucks. My man is drowning his sorrows in acid. That's unfortunate. But, you know, I get it. I really gotta praise Logan Lerman as well. Like, his acting in these in these like subtle silent parts are really, really good. You really feel every emotion that he's trying to portray and everything he's feeling on the inside. Like, he doesn't have to say anything for you to really get it. Oh, that was him and his aunt. Oh. Wow. That's so sad.
And how did you happen to be passed out on the ground at 6 in the morning?
Well, I was really tired. And
Also such a good juxtaposition in terms of the film. To have such a somber, sad, sweet moment, and then directly to a more upbeat, lighthearted one to not make us feel so sorrowful. It's good.
Craig has flaked out on us again, so I need a Rocky. Brad.
no way, no.
Charlie.
Oh
Take
no.
off your clothes.
Ah! Oh my mother of God.
I'll oil you up and drop you down.
What the fuck is that guy wearing?
We're doing fine.
Sorry, Craig couldn't come.
Oh, damn. Mary Elizabeth, she has a crush on Charlie. Damn. She definitely feels shitty about always playing second to Sam. That sucks. Is he gonna lose his virginity? Oh, God. Oh, my God. She is absolutely seducing this man. Okay. Okay. I respect the play. Come on, Charlie, don't bottle this.
A nice fire.
Oh my God, Charlie, please, buddy. Please, man. Take a hint. Take a hint, big guy. He's so fucking awkward, it's hilarious. Good for you, Charlie. Good for you. You gotta try and have some life outside of Sam. You gotta. Oh, no! Oh, that couldn't have gone worse. Really? That couldn't have gone worse. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no.
You of all people. I just can't believe you're my boyfriend.
Oh, no! Fuck a duck.
I probably should have been honest about how I didn't want to go out with Mary Elizabeth after Sadie's, but I really didn't want to hurt her feelings.
Oh, this is so much worse than being truthful, man. Just be honest, dude. You're only making it worse for everyone else, man.
Or if she would stop calling me the minute I get home from school.
They're just not a good match, big guy.
Absolutely nothing to talk about other than the bus ride home.
Yeah, not a good match. So sad, man. Like, he's literally just only making it worse by taking a longer amount of time. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, cut it off the first second you're not feeling it, because you're just wasting both of each other's time, man. You're leading her on.
Hindsight, I probably could not have picked a worse way to be honest with Mary Elizabeth.
Oh, no.
Truth or dare?
Not on the fuck. Oh, Jesus. In front of everybody. In front of everybody. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
How's your first relationship going?
It's so bad that I keep fantasizing that one of us is dying of cancer so that I don't have to break up with her.
Charlie, truth or dare?
Oh, shit, dude. I thought he really said that. I thought he really said that, man. Holy shit.
To kiss the prettiest girl in the room on the lips. And notice I charitably said girl and not person. No. Because let's face it, I've seen all the bitches.
That's true.
No, he's gonna kiss Sam. Oh my.
Oh, that's fucked up.
You said it, Patrick. That is indeed fucked up, buddy. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, Charlie. Jesus Christ, Charlie. You just fucked everything for everybody at once. I just, like... I'm with you, Sam. That was horrendous. Why did you think that was a good idea? Why'd you think that was a good idea? Oh my fucking god. You're so stupid, man.
Brad's father caught them together.
Oh, no. That's unfortunate. Oh my god. Wow, man. That's crazy. That's fucked up. Oops. Come on, man. Sorry. Give one solid kick to the groin, punch to the face, anything. Please. Just a solid one, I beg you.
Do you want your friends to know you got those bruises? Really?
I got jumped in a parking lot.
Where?
Oh.
Shenley Park?
Oh.
Do you guys know about Shenley Park?
Whatever, faggot.
It's a weird thing to say considering you're gay, Brad, but you know, that's life.
What did you just call me? He's called you a faggot.
Yeah! Solid! Solid hit. Alright. You're about to get your ass kicked. You're not winning. Yeah, you're not winning this fight. I'm sorry, Patrick. But I'm happy you went for the swing, bud. Well deserved. Oh! This is fucked up. Oh, Charlie's definitely jumping in now after that. But Charlie's just gonna get his ass kicked too, obviously. He's not gonna actually do anything, but you know. How is this happening? Where the fuck are the teachers at, bro? How is this happening? Like, I don't know any high school where this would just keep happening. I'll be honest with you. Like, I really don't. Ooh, I'm Charlie. I'm sorry, that was so loud, but oh my. The fucking euphoria I just felt from that, bro. Oh, I can't tell you. I cannot tell you how good that felt to see.
Touch my friends again and I'll blind you.
Talk that fucking shit, Charlie. Oh, oh, that felt good. Oh, that felt good. Oh. That felt good. That felt good. Oh, okay. Oh my god, that was amazing. That was absolutely fucking beautiful. Bro. You know what I mean? Holy shit, that was amazing. That was beyond amazing.
Do you want me to tell you? You saved my brother. That's what you did.
You also beat the shit out of 3 assholes, so that's a plus.
Can we be friends again?
Of course.
I'm so happy that brought them close together again. Because actions speak louder than words, man. Actions speak louder than words.
And the boyfriend says, stop. You're killing him. But the son...
Oh my fucking god. I was fixing my headphones and he just kissed Charlie.
I'm sorry.
Damn. Everybody going through it in this movie, man. God damn. I thought, like, after Charlie saved him that he was gonna look at him romantically, but, you know. I didn't think he'd actually do it, but... It's mainly because everyone's just going through it, you know?
Who here is going to read for pleasure this summer?
Yeah.
Charlie.
Be proud of that,
Very
Charlie.
good.
I hate this bitch. What's with this girl, man? Go fuck yourself already. Nobody likes you.
You're the best teacher I've ever had. Thank you.
That got me kind of teary-eyed. That was so sweet.
Basically, Craig has been cheating on Sam the whole time.
Oh!
When I heard that, I kept thinking about the happy girl in these pictures.
Oh. Oh. That sucks.
Pick people who treat us like we're nothing.
Reiterate Mr. Anderson's line, please.
We accept the love we think we deserve.
Oh, for the love of God, just kiss him. Just kiss him already, please.
I want people to like the real me.
I know who you are, Sam.
I love the way he changes his voice whenever he speaks to Sam compared to everyone else. Like, he's quiet normally, but he's like ultra quiet whenever he speaks to Sam.
How much we're alike and and how we've been through the same things. And you're not small. You're beautiful.
Nice. My man actually got his happy ending. At least I think so. Oh no, what happened? What happened, man?
Don't wake your sister.
Oh. Damn. Wow. He had like a PTSD flashback of his aunt molesting him as a kid when she touched his leg. Fuck, man. That's so sad.
My fault. My fault. Stop crying. Stop crying.
Call the police and send them to my house.
Stop her.
Oh no.
No.
What if I wanted her to die, Candace?
What? Charlie?
Oh no. No, don't end like this, man. Don't end like this.
So much pain. And I don't know how to not notice it. The worst day was the time my doctor told my mom and dad what Aunt Helen did to me.
Oh no.
My doctor said we can't choose where we come from, but we can choose where we go from there. I know it's not all the answers, but it was...
Solid line and a solid piece of advice.
Visit in the fall. We'll have some, okay?
Definitely.
Oh, sorry. Charlie has a breakdown scheduled for October.
Oh, can I tell you something?
That's real friendship right there. That's real friendship right there.
And she is so beautiful. One moment when you know you're not a sad story. You are alive. We are infinite.
Oh my god. That was a beautiful fucking movie, man. That was gorgeous. I think to start, man, I had such high expectations for this movie already, and it exceeded them. Because I just, you know, and I compared it before I saw it. I said, I think it's gonna be something like Love, Simon, and it kind of was. But also I think it's something in its own category. It's kind of contemporary, I suppose, but it dealt with so much more than I thought it was going to deal with. You know, it was so much darker and more real than I thought it would be. You know, at the end, it kind of turns into a story about dealing with trauma, you know, and everyone has their own things to to deal with, whether it's, you know, Sam being, you know, her dad's boss kissing her at 11, or Patrick being gay and having to suffer with his boyfriend's dad beating the shit out of him, or even Charlie getting molested as a young kid. You know, it's just, there are so many different things that each one of them as an individual dealt with, and I was not expecting that at all. I was not expecting it to deal with it like that. I thought it was a coming of age story, and it is. And, you know, the first hour and 10, even though you start learning stuff, but it's just that as it starts, it's more of a coming of age. It's more of high school, growing into your own person, finding your own identity, being in that middle part of, you know, he says it at one point of just, you know, not wanting to do anything, but also wanting to do everything, just being stuck in the middle, not really knowing where to go, how to move, how to maneuver. And like, there's so many parts of it that are just so relatable in every possible way imaginable, but it's just, I love the way it handled trauma, genuinely. I really do love the way it handled it, especially at the end there when he was with Sam, you know, when he was talking to before that she even knew, when she was like, you know, we're alike in more ways than you know, because both of them at a young age, you know. But besides that part, it's like that trauma doesn't just magically go away as you get older. You know, you learn to live with it, you learn to deal with it, you learn to cope with it, and how to assimilate it into your life and into your identity and who you are as a person. and you learn to battle it, but it doesn't just go away magically, you know? So that part of Sam and Charlie kissing at the end of the movie, and she puts her hand on his thigh, and he immediately flashback to his aunt. That is such a brutal and beautiful and real way of showing what trauma does, because it doesn't just magically go away. There are many times where you will be in that same situation and the flashback will happen involuntarily. There's nothing you can do about it, and it'll happen, you know, for the rest of your life. You can only try and slowly work on yourself and how to, you know, how to accept what's happened, how to deal with it healthily, and how to move on. But, you know, it's just so real, genuinely. And I think it only worked because the thing is, it didn't happen when he was with Mary Elizabeth, right? But it happened with Sam. And my understanding of that is because his aunt, like Charlie said, she was his favorite person in the world, right? She was the person that he loved more than anybody, and she betrayed him. And Sam, at that point in time, was also the person that he most loved. You know, he even says it to her. When he was talking about her aunt, or about his aunt to Sam, he was like, she was the person I loved most in the world until this moment, you know, until you. And you're now the person I love most in this world. And that's why she's the one that had the ability to bring that flashback back, because she's close enough to Charlie to actually do that to him. She's the one that he loves the most, which allows her to be the one that is close enough to Charlie's heart to actually, you know, do anything like that where it's meaningful. Like when he was with Mary Elizabeth, it's not that he didn't enjoy it, let's say, at first. You know, his heart was beating like crazy. He was just learning about being in a relationship. That was the first time he lost his virginity. Like, it's not that it was all bad, but it's like the love that he had was very different. You know, he liked Mary Elizabeth. She was a nice girl and all, but the love he had for Sam is just so different. And that kind of love, that intense, and that, I want to say that whole, you know, where the love is just so full and pure, and there is nothing that could change that without obviously being betrayed. But I just mean like that love where you're just so infatuated and he could stare at her for hours on end and never get bored of it. That kind of love is what allows someone to actually hurt you, because they're the ones close enough to do so. So that's my understanding of why, you know, that happened when he was with Sam. But I love the fact that did happen. I really do, because it's just so real. The one thing it reminds me of is Guts from Berserk. I don't know if any of you have read that. I mean, you can probably see them up there. That's, yeah, all of them up there. Guts from Berserk. Spoilers if you haven't read it. It's about to get real deep in here. It's about to get hard. So like, skip it if you don't want to hear this. But Guts from Berserk, he was raped as a child. You know, his father sold for like 3 pieces of silver to one of the other men in the army, and that guy had his way with Guts when he was a child. And then there's a beautiful scene with Guts and Casca, who the first time they make love together, and Guts gets flashbacks of that night, and it stops everything dead in its track, you know, because that's how trauma happens. You know, it was with the person at the time that he is, and continuing throughout the story, but is in love with most. And he feels that kind of connection with someone. And she was there, she was close enough to his heart to allow him to break down the walls, and that's where the flashback happens, because trauma doesn't just magically float away once it's happened, it's there. So I love how this movie handled it, I love how it dealt with it. I mean, it was just gorgeous, just absolutely beautiful. And I can understand why this movie would be a comfort movie to a lot of people, especially I think it's a comfort movie to those ones that are very much the Wallflower, which I would say I partially am. So I can relate to it in a lot of ways that way, but you know, it really is for those kids, because there are a lot of ones who went through high school that weren't in the same demographic of friend groups that Charlie and Sam and Patrick were in. You know, they might have been, not as stereotypically obviously, but they might have been where Brad was at, not gay wise, but I mean on the football team, whatever the fuck, you know, they might have been in different friend groups and stuff, but you know, it's very stereotypical, obviously, the way that it was handled, the high school, the friend groups and stuff. The bullying, just so, I mean, I hate it in movies, man, I really do, because it just feels so fake and contrived to me, because I don't know, man, maybe it happens, maybe it does, I've never actually seen of it happening or hear of it happening. at least in my lifetime, from my friends, from my family, from anybody I've been to school with, anything I've seen, I have never seen bullying like this, because it's just so out in the open. And like, I think you'll find that most people are not like that. Most people will see that happening and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I have personally never seen, and even the ones who you think would be like that, like a lot of those quote unquote popular kids, or like, also that term doesn't fucking exist in real life, but those kinds of kids, they too are not just pure assholes. Like, if they saw someone and just pushed someone over for no reason, they would all step in and be like, what the fuck are you doing? And they would help the person up, because that's just common decency. So this like super stereotypical bullying thing, I've never been a fan of it in movies and stuff and TV shows. It just feels so fake to me. Unless it, I mean, maybe some of you were like, you know, when I was in high school, it happened to me, and I was like, all right, man, fair enough. But I've just personally never seen it happen. It always feels more subtle than that, if there is bullying, you know. But I loved the friendship that grew between Charlie, Patrick, and Sam, and Mary Elizabeth, and the other people of the group. It was like, it just feels so raw. This entire movie just feels so authentic, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many times, besides the stereotypical bullying part, but there's so many times where movies and TV shows try and portray high school, and they just fail so miserably. You can tell they're so out of fucking touch with how you were in high school. The age you were, what you felt like, what you went through, how you thought about the things you went through. You can tell they're so out of touch. This movie just did it so perfectly, man. It just captured so many emotions about being in high school, so many feelings, so many things you went through, the things you had to do. I mean, it captured it so beautifully. To the making of friends, to him being at the party and just saying, you know, I didn't think anyone noticed me. Or finding out things about people. You know, you judge someone first, like, and then Sam finds out Charlie, and he's like, yeah, my best friend killed himself, and then Sam's just like completely speechless. And then, you know, Charlie finds out about Sam's past, and then, you know, Charlie finds out about Patrick, and it's like everyone has something, you know, and it's just, you judge first, and then once you finally realize what everyone is holding back or hiding inside, then you finally gain, you know, a deeper appreciation for who they are as a person. And I love at the end too, you know, when Charlie was saying, is like when Patrick finally runs out of things to say to numb himself, because that's what he does. He looks like he's super upbeat, happy all the time, energetic, and it's because he has to be, because he's dealing with so much on the inside that he can't handle, and it's burning him up on the inside, so he has to constantly overcompensate to just blur his mind so that he doesn't have to deal with it, so he doesn't have to feel it, so he doesn't have to think about it. Like, that's what he does constantly. And so at first, if you didn't know who he was as a person and all the things he's had to go through, you might be annoyed by that. But then after realizing it and you get it, you find so much more love there between you two because of everything they've gone through. And it's so gorgeous. It truly is. There's so many scenes in this too that were just jaw-droppingly beautiful, man. Just jaw-droppingly beautiful. You know, like the first scene of them driving was just gorgeous. Him and his teacher, Mr. Anderson, I mean, God, they were amazing, man. I loved Mr. Anderson. You know, there are a lot of teachers like that where it's just, and it goes both ways too, you know. You don't realize how much of an effect you have on those teachers as well, just as much as they have on you. You know, you think it goes one way, but it really goes both, because if you look at a lot of those teachers, they remember those students that genuinely loved to talk to them, to learn with them, to ask about them, you know, that became friends with them. Like, personally speaking, my high school law and history teacher, his name is Mr. Pasemko, he's a great guy. I still talk to him. I have his phone number. Me and my group of friends, we still talk to him. We bet on like hockey games and stuff. Like, he was one of the greatest teachers I've ever had in my life, and I love the guy to death. And that's the whole point. Like, it's the same way. The teachers know, and they remember the students that have passed. Like, even some of my middle school teachers, when I go back, they remember me, like the ones that I really connected with. And it's because it goes both ways. It's not a one-sided connection. You know, those teachers go through a bunch of students, but this is their job, their livelihood. They enjoy teaching other people. They enjoy teaching kids, and they grow this relationship with you if you are willing to put in the work of having a relationship with them. You find some fantastic teachers. They're not all horrible people, obviously. There are some that suck, but there are a fantastic amount of them that are just so good. And honestly, Mr. Anderson reminded me of Dead Poets Society. I forget his name. John Keating. That's the teacher's name. Mr. Anderson reminded me of him. Oh, Captain, my Captain. You know, it was just, And it's one of those movies I think I would put on the pedestal of Dead Poets Society, of just being so human, you know, just being so raw, filled with emotion, just such a human story, so authentic. And every person in this cast, Ezra Miller, Emma Watson, Logan Lerman, Paul Rudd, it's just, even the other side characters who play, you know, like Mary Elizabeth and stuff, like even Brad, like there was just so many parts. All the people on the cast, they did a tremendous job. I mean, Logan Lerman, he really put it in there at the end. Like throughout the whole of it, he did such a phenomenal job of translating that character, or just that person, that blank slate high school guy, because I feel like so many of us could put ourselves in that situation and it would be the exact same. Like I know a lot of the stuff he feels and went through throughout this, I know I felt personally. I still do. So like there were so many things in there that I could personally feel and relate to, but it was just so nice watching this kid find himself, open up after being so shy, you know, and thinking nobody gave a shit about him. You know, like even so much at the Rocky Horror Picture Show, you know, he sees it first and he has a great time. And then the second time, you know, they're like, Mary Elizabeth was just like, get naked. He was like, what? And then he does it and everyone loved it. But like at first you might be terrified of doing that, you know, it's a very scary experience. I know I would be. But then after it's all said and done, you're gonna look back at it as one of your most fond memories, because you were just on stage with your friends having a great time and everyone loved it. You know, like nobody's making fun of you there. Like you really feel like you're a part of something, like you have a family. So it was just so beautiful to watch that unfold. Such a meaningful story, man. Like genuinely just so beautiful. And I mean, there's so many parts of it that I mean, listen, I may have got a little hyped about watching the bully jocks get their shit kicked in. Listen, I don't know what you want from me, but it felt good. All right, I'm sorry. Although Brad calling Patrick a homophobic slur, even though Brad is gay, you know what I mean? Like, hey, what are you doing? You could have just called him a bitch or something, you know? You don't gotta go there. Although it's just funny because he's also gay and like he can't show it to other people for whatever reason. Well, I guess because of his dad, obviously nearly beat him into a coma. But I just love Patrick standing up for himself. And then see what I thought was going to happen, because I thought this was the fantasy. I thought it was a fake at first. I thought Charlie was going to go in and he was like standing up for his friend. But I was like, look at Charlie. Dude's not exactly super built. We've never seen him do anything athletic, remotely athletic, or in terms of fighting. He doesn't look like he's practiced any mixed martial arts. So like going into it, you're like, there's no way he's gonna beat 3 jocks up. You know what I mean? It's not happening. I'm like, he's gonna get his ass beat just like Patrick. But it's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts, that you decided to stand up for your friend. And I thought it was gonna be the fantasy of like, he goes in, beats the shit out of all of them. He's like, stay the fuck away from my friend, because that's what we all wish we could do. Because I imagine a lot of us have been in a situation not exactly like that, but something, let's say, and you wanted to stick up for your friends or stick up for yourself, and it just never goes the way you hope it does. And so I thought that was going to be the fantasy of him thinking he's really doing it, and then at the end we're going to pan to his bloody nose and bruised eye or something, but at the end you find out he really put in that work. And I was like, fuck it, you're like, a win finally, you know what I mean? Because like they deserve that shit. 3-on-1 beating up Patrick. And Patrick punched Brad for a pretty good reason, you know? But the thing is that you have to understand, I don't even think Charlie really beat them up that bad. I know his hands and knuckles are like crazy and stuff, but I personally think it's because they are bullies. And bullies are just, if nothing but insecure. So they project this really big image of big guys, big scary guys, but they are pussies on the inside. So Charlie actually sticking up for himself, going for the hit, I guarantee you it didn't take much for them to back down, because they're not strong in here. They are very weak in here, which is why they're bullies. All right, it's very simple to understand that. So I imagine, but like still just that moment was just so beautiful, man. I couldn't have been happier seeing that. I'll be honest with you. I could not have been happier. That was such a beautiful scene. I just felt pure euphoria at watching Charlie dish out some well-deserved justice on these asshole kids. You know, sometimes you gotta get beat up for you to realize you're being a piece of shit. You know, sometimes it's just gotta happen. Sometimes words ain't enough. You know, some people aren't exactly, you know, intellectually developed enough. to bother listening to words or rational arguments. So yeah, sometimes you gotta hit them with a stick. That's just life. And at the end too, man, Sam and Charlie genuinely get to be together. I mean, I'm really happy they decided to do that, because this movie already feels like a comfort movie for so many people, and probably for me as well at this point now. I mean, it's just such a feel-good movie while being drenched in so much sorrow and sadness, which just speaks to how well made this movie is. How it could handle these topics so beautifully and keep it as lighthearted, I guess, but like as thoughtful as it is. So where like you don't leave the movie feeling pure despair, you actually leave hopeful, because that's the whole end of it. You know, he's like, at the end when he's on the truck and he's finally, you know, living free, he's like, we are infinite. You know, he finally can continue on going forward and make something of his life, no matter how bad the past has been to him. And like, that's the hopeful sentiment from this movie, from this story. So like, it leaves you off on such a good note, which is fantastic. But like, I'm so happy they decided to actually make Sam and Charlie stay together, because I would have been so sad if they weren't. You know, like, I know most of the time, because you know, in real life it doesn't happen. That sweet guy that would love everything out of that girl, the girl never fucking goes for you, bud. It just doesn't happen. So I'm so happy it actually did in this movie. So all the guys who feel like that can live their fantasy vicariously through Charlie, and pray that one day that's them. It won't be. But, you know, that's what the movie is for, so you can do it through the movie. Kissing the prettiest girl in the room. That scene was a little yikes. Alright, that scene was a little yikes, I'm not gonna lie to you. That was not smart on Charlie's part. At all. And like, although I get it, he felt trapped in that relationship, he didn't really know what else to do. And as someone who's like, he's not very outspoken, he's not very confident, he's obviously not very emotionally intelligent, he's not very experienced either in terms of anything in life, so he doesn't know how to correctly go through with these actions, how to actually break up with someone, or how to actually give your feelings to someone else. Like, he doesn't really get it, so he basically lashed out like a kid with a tantrum. So that was really sad and very, I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. That I don't know why he thought that would work, but I'm glad he threw himself out there, because that's really almost like one of the big messages of this movie is just throw yourself out there. It's okay to be absolutely fucking terrified of the consequences. It's okay to be mortified at what you think might happen, no matter how bad it might be. It really is. Just fucking go for it, man. Just do it, because that's what he did. It's exactly what he did, and because of why he did it, he ended up the way he did at the end of the movie, and it's for the better. Everything that happened has led to that point, and at the end of the movie, he has grown as a person from the start, and he's become a better person, and he's on his way to healing himself, I guess. So it's very clear that one of the messages throughout it is really just don't be afraid to go for it. You might be terrified, you might be shy, you might be afraid, or think nobody gives a shit about you, but just go for it, man. Like, what's stopping you? I mean, really, you can be terrified, but that's when, you know, that's when the best things happen, is when you are terrified. Also, Logan Lerman's acting during the breakdown, that was tough, man, to watch. There are multiple times throughout this where I was getting teary-eyed, where it's just so much emotion bottled up inside throughout so many of the scenes. And like, his acting throughout that breakdown was just so fucking pitch perfect. It really was. Like, you could really feel the emotion, and it's so good because it actually felt like a teenager dealing with this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so happy it didn't feel like a 35-year-old man. I know he's not 35 in this. I imagine he was like 20 here or something. 20-something probably. But like, you know, a lot of those movies and shows where they hire 30-year-olds to play high schoolers and stuff. Like, it's so good to see someone who both looks like a high schooler and acts like one in this movie actually deal with this like they would, instead of it feeling like a grown-up adult who knows everything or has been through so much, dealing with something like this is the first time he's really feeling these feelings, going through these things. Like, he has no idea what to do, and he's terrified because of it, and that's okay. This is the time where you learn, you know what I mean? This is the age where you start learning. So it's okay to be terrified, it's okay to be afraid, because this is the part where you grow. This is how you learn. You got to learn through doing it. You can't just think about it or read about it. You got to go through it, and then you'll eventually learn it. You know, that's why, you know, when you're trying to teach kids how to do stuff, you know, they don't learn by you telling them. You can tell a 4-year-old not to do something, they're still going to do it, because they learn by mistakes. They learn through experience. The 4-year-old's going to do the action, they're going to get hurt or screw up, and then they're going to realize, I should probably not do that again, and then they won't do it again. it's just sometimes it's how you have to learn. It won't always happen by speaking to someone. So I really like how this movie tackled that. Also, just on a technical level, this movie was fantastic. Like, genuinely, the music was so good. I loved the pacing was fantastic. That's one thing I think this movie shines in. It didn't overstay its welcome. There's so many movies that are 2 hours, 2 hours and 20, 2 hours and 30, and like you could feel so many times where scenes could be cut short, things could be cut out. They overindulge in themselves, and in a bad way. This movie didn't. It's an hour and 40, but like it used every minute of screen time to perfection. Everything was beautiful. Everything was either putting the story forward or developing our characters, deepening our interest in their lives, deepening our trust and our interest in their emotional states. Everything, like just everything about this movie was so well done on a technical level. I thought it was fantastic. But like the filmmaking, the dialogue, that's another thing. The dialogue throughout this, man, it actually felt like high school students talking to each other. I was in high school not that long ago, so I remember what it sounds like. I'm still with the same group of friends that I had in high school. This is how we talk to each other, especially at the end there with Patrick to Charlie, and he's like, he won't be able to come. That's when he's scheduled to have another breakdown. Like, that's precisely how we talk to each other. Absolutely. That's your best friend. Of course. We're not going to treat you like you're made of glass. We are going to break the shit out of you because we love you. That's what friends are all about, baby. You know what I mean? So like, it's just, I love how thoughtful and authentic the friendships were, how much the dialogue really felt real, how they really felt like high school kids. You know, it added so much authenticity to this movie by making it feel so real and raw. And honestly, it's like back with trauma and like abuse too, you know, it's like another, I think, theme throughout it, or maybe a message that it would have. It's learning about breaking that cycle of abuse and trauma, because like the PTSD that you suffer with, especially Charlie, throughout it, you know, people kept asking him, you know, are you seeing images of her? And no one really knew why he really saw those images. It's because she molested him, but to them it was just, they thought he only blamed her or blamed himself for her death, and it was more than that, and he just couldn't admit it to anybody. And then on top of his aunt, his best friend killed himself. Like, there's so many things that he was dealing with, and he had this like cycle of abuse almost. And I imagine it felt even worse for him seeing his brother and sister be so well off and be so well adjusted. Meanwhile, he is more held back. And of course, his brother and sister love him and were there for him, and they never view it that way. But I 100% guarantee that's how he viewed it, looking at how well off they were and feeling worse about himself because of where he's at. And he's like, I'm probably pulling them down and stuff. You know, it's a very degrading, very destructive sense of identity of this cycle of abuse. And you know, Charlie dealt with it, Sam dealt with it, Patrick dealt with it, Brad deals with it. I mean, I don't think we talk enough about Brad just hiding it, but I feel bad for him, honestly, because he's a closeted gay man and his father beat the living shit out of him for being so. That's fucking sad, dude. You know, that is genuinely sad. So like, I understand Patrick was mad at him at that point, but like, I don't know, does he take into consideration that fact? Like, I can understand the pure fear in Brad from his father. I love at the end too, after Charlie beats up the guys, you know, Brad's like, thank you for stopping that. Because on the inside, Brad obviously didn't want that to happen, but like, he's too afraid. He too is trapped in this cycle of abuse, and he's too afraid to break away from it. You know, so I love seeing how each of them deal with it differently, but also the message of trying to break the cycle, you know, trying to move forward. It's okay to ask for help. That's one thing Charlie could not do. He was terrified of really asking anybody for help, and at the end of it, you know, he finally got it. He got the help he needed, and slowly I think it's just going to get better and better. And one of the things that really helped him was just having that support system of good friends, you know, on top of a fantastic therapist that cared about him, a family that cares about him. You know, it's just a lot of really great stuff in this movie, man. Yeah, man, those are my thoughts. This movie was beautiful. I fucking loved it. It was more than anything I could have asked for. It was amazing. It means a lot to me, honestly. I will definitely be watching it again many times over. It's a beautiful movie. Tell me what you guys thought. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Hey guys, thank you all for watching that recent video, and I just want to give a special shout out to Oko Canutilla. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm really sorry if I'm not, but just want to give a special shout out to you. You've been subscribed to my tier 1 on Patreon for a while now, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the support. Love you guys.